Hey, what's up everybody? It's Lego Man 1800 here. It's Wednesday, and you know what that means? A history of. Now, or tonight really, I'm going to be doing the history of the M1 Garand. Throughout the U.S. Army became, oh, sorry, though the U.S. Army became interested in self-loading rifles with the Bang and Murphy Manning of 1911, and there were pre-produced models in 1916, the M1's origin probably dates to 1919, when armies around the world were realizing standard rifle cartridges were more powerful than necessary for typical engagement ranges, leading to heavier rifles than really required. The Army trials in 1920s had a .256-inch minimum caliber requirement compared to the .30 to 06 than standard. Development. Canadian-born John Cantus Garand became an American firearms inventor. He went to work at the Army's Springfield Armory and began working on a .30 caliber Premier-operated breech. In the summer of 1924, 24 rifles, identified as M1922, were built at Springfield. At Fort Benning during the summer of 1925, they were tested against models by Berthier, Hatcherbang, Thompson, and Pedersen. The latter two begin delayed blowback types. This led to a further trial of an improved M1924 Garand against the Thompson, ultimately producing an inconclusive report. Garand and 03 Springfield had not led to a clear winner. This led to a gas-operated .276 model patented by Garand on April 12, 1930. During the spring of 1928, both infantry and cavalry boards ran trials with the .276 Pedersen T1 rifle, calling it highly promising, despite its use of waxed ammunition shared by the Thompson. On August 13, 1928, a semi-automatic rifle board carried out joint Army, Navy, and Marine Corps trials between the .30 Thompson, both cavalry and infantry versions of the T1 Pedersen, M1924 Garand, and .256 Bang, and on September 21st, the board reported no clear winner. The .30 Garand, however, was dropped in favor of the .276. As you can tell by that, the Garand really wasn't picked as the best rifle during that time. But as it went on and America joined World War II, a lot of soldiers preferred the M1 Garand over any other rifle like that. So the unit cost for it is $85 in World War II. It was produced in 1936 to 1963. The numbers built was approximately 6.25 million. The weight was 9.5 pounds to 11.6 pounds. 53.5 inches was the length. The barrel length was 24 inches. The cartridge was 30 to 06 Springfield, 7.62 by 51 millimeter NATO, used by the U.S. Navy and some commercial companies to modernize the M1 and increase performance. Action, gas-operated and rotating bolt. Muzzle velocity, 2,800 feet per second. Effective range is 440 yards. The fuse system is 8-round en-bloc clip internal magazine. The sights are aperture rear sight, barley corn type front sight. And as of now, as I'm looking at this, I'm on Wikipedia, first one that came up on Google. John Garand, one of the pictures for the captions. John Garand points out features of the M1 to Army generals. Really, there's not much to tell as I scroll down through this about it, but the way you load it, say you have the rifle here. You take an M block with 8 rounds. Before you do that, you pull back the hammer, right? Yeah, or whatever it's called, I forget, sorry. Pull that back, make sure it locks in place. The top, or the cover of it, which keeps the round safe, opens up. You take the M block, you stick it all the way through where the rounds are itself stuck in the M block. You push it through, then you pull back the hammer, it locks it all in place. And every time you fire, each round gets ejected like a regular rifle. But after all 8 rounds are ejected, the M block itself pops out and makes this loud noise that every time it did that, the enemy would figure out where the soldiers were. So now, at this time, it's no longer in use, like I said, it stopped in 1963. Service history. 1936 to 1957. Yeah, that's when it stopped producing, was in 1963. My apologies. As a standard U.S. service rifle. The wars it was in, of course, World War II, the Korean, Arab, Israeli, some other name I don't know how to pronounce, First Indochina War, the Suez Crisis, the Cuban Revolution, of course the Vietnam, Cambodian Civil War, and Northern Ireland troubles, and other conflicts around the world. So, all I can say for this is that this would be a rifle I personally would use if I had to pick. Between a bolt action rifle and the M1, I would definitely pick the M1. Not because it was made in America, because, in my opinion, personally, it is a better rifle. So, signing off for now, I am Lego Man 1800. I will see you guys next week.